What is going on, guys? So today we are going to go over one of the most powerful strength builds in Elden Ring. So if you are turned off by the flavor of the month bleed builds with the Moonveil Katana, and you want to be an absolute true Chad with a halberd, then this build is for you. In my opinion, this is one of the best beginner builds to get into PvP, as spacing, in my opinion, is one of the most important aspects to learn, and using this weapon will teach you that in no time. But also with this build, we have maximum potential poise and tons of mitigation to help you stay in the fight longer, to really get a grasp of the PvP so you can improve your skill level. This build is by no means a carry, and over time using this setup, you will see improvements in your gameplay. But this build isn't just good for PvP. It does fairly well in PvE too. It does its purpose, but it doesn't really compare to obviously like Magicka or Bleed builds, but it does fine for what it is, as this build is ideally set up for PvP invasions at soul level 125. Be sure to stick around after the gear and the stats to see this build in action. But before we get started, if you guys are enjoying the content, don't forget to subscribe, it's free and you never miss an upload. Also, if you found this video helpful in any way, be sure to smash that like button. Without further ado, let's get right into the build. So for my main weapon that I use on this build is the Knight Rider's Glaive. This is my favorite halberd in the game. It's long, it's beefy, it's meaty, and it hits like a truck. This thing is absolutely amazing. It's got good range, it's got a good move set. You don't want to use the R2s. Don't use the R2s at all. Just use the light attacks, the running attacks, and the dodge attacks are probably the three main ones that you're going to use. Yeah, so this is my favorite halberd. It's just, like I said, it's got good range. For my Ashes of War, I actually like two right now. The one I use in invasions is the Giant's Hunt. My stream told me to run this. I didn't like it at first, but I kind of learned how to use it. My best advice to landing this is it's a very good Ash of War. It is so strong. If you have somebody that panic rolls after you hit them with a light attack, you're 95% chance you're going to land the Giant's Hunt. This thing has insane tracking whenever somebody's close to you and they roll dodge. Don't use this from neutral. You always want to hit an attack and then go into it. You don't want to use that just at neutral. It's not going to land. Trust me, I've tried it. But that's the first Ash of War I like, and both of them are heavy scaling, at least for the most part. The ones that I use for this. So the other one I like is the Royal Knight Resolve. What this does is this increases the damage of my next attack by 80%. It is insane. This one is more or less good for duels. This gives you a lot of pressure. You can hit attacks upwards of 1500 on people at times. It's just crazy. This is one of the best for, kind of pestering people and being annoying, where you just completely and utterly remove their entire health bar with one attack. So if you can catch them slipping, hit them once, and then trade with the next attack and they're dead, pretty much. So this is what I like for duels. If you want to get a little bit more sweaty, what you could do is you could change this to the fire scaling, so you can go against those cheeky little shield users that just like to hold block, so you can do some chip damage to them. But overall, if you're doing invasions, just go heavy all the way. I prefer, again, the Giant Hunt more in invasions than the Royal Knight's Resolve. But both are great. I just prefer this one more. So for the gear, we have full bull goats. I think this is best in slot for at least how I play. You could definitely drop some of your poise if you wanted to. With this set alone, without the bull goat talisman, we have 100 poise, which doesn't go against, or doesn't do well against, a great sword, the big great swords. So you can't hyper armor through that at 100 poise. So what you could do is you could definitely drop your poise now a little bit down if you wanted to. However, I like being max poise. It's just nice to have. You can just go through most of the attacks, katanas, daggers, whatever. You just basically just laugh at those and just power right through. Especially landing that R1 into that Giant Hunt, you really can put a lot of pressure on people. But also one thing I forgot to mention is the shield. I do an offhand buckler here just for some nice parries. At times, I really don't use it too much, but what I would maybe like to do is drop this for the turtle shield. That's going to give me some more stamina recovery, which I think would be valuable. It's not crazy by any means, but I think it would be nice to drop my poise just a little bit so I can get some carry weight. so I can use that shield. It definitely would be nice. It wouldn't be even that big of a deal, dropping my poise down just a little bit. But thanks for the for the sub. You guys are seeing that in this video. But let's see here. Let's go through the talismans real fast. We have got the Bull Goat, the Great Jar, the Crimson Amber Medallion +2, and the Erdtree Favor +2. This is best in slot for me and what I like. You could definitely adjust around accordingly. But having Max Poise is definitely nice. Being able to just power through attacks and just laugh at them. For my character stats, we can go over those and then we'll go over my physique flask. I'm 125. I think this is where I'm going to stay at for a while until we all decide on what the meta level for dueling is going to be. I don't think it's going to be much higher than 135, so I'm staying at 125 for now. And I'm finding plenty of invasions here. So for my attributes, the only points we have put into is Vigor, Endurance, and Strength. So we get soft cap Vigor at 60. We get Endurance to 40 just to be able to use the Bull Goat. So maybe eventually, if we do drop, maybe our carry weight wouldn't make too big of a deal. But if we drop, just something just to drop our poise a little bit and drop our carry weights so we can use the turtle shield, you can maybe adjust your endurance accordingly to get the most optimal for your setup. But we got 56 strength unbuffed. With my physique flask, we got extra strength, and we have the Crimson Bubble tier for the negation. Like whenever we almost die, we actually get a full heal and actually don't die. So we got the Strength Knot and the Crimson Bubble tier. If you're dueling, what I would suggest is the Opaline Heart tier. You could definitely do the Bubble tier if you want to. That's a little bit cheesy, but if you want to be honorable, do the Strength and do the Opaline Heart tier. But for most situations, I just use this one. This was good. This is the best one for invasions. It's like the Tears of Denial from Dark Souls 3. So, yeah, with our effective strength, however, you take 66 times 1.5 because we are two-handing this, so our effective strength is right at 99. So we're getting basically pretty much maxed out damage at soul level 125 running the strength build. You definitely could drop your strength because we really lose a lot of scaling at strength of 80. So you could definitely adjust this around if you wanted to go with more health or wanted a little bit more points into mind to get a little bit more mana. If you wanted to, maybe if you wanted to use a faith spell or something like that, that's definitely an option. But overall, this is what's been working for me. It's stupid simple. It's one of the best beginner builds out there in Elden Ring. It's not a bleed build. It's not a cheesy mage build. It's just a good old Chad with a halberd. That's just why I like this build. So for the moveset, what you're typically going to do 9 times out of 10 is you're going to play from neutral. You're going to do your running attacks quite a bit often. Just kind of, you're going to really learn spacing on this build. And I think this thing will have a lot of value, especially getting more experience into PvP, because you'll understand that, spacing is actually more important than you think. Just running into a fight and just spamming your attacks, you're not going to do very well. So having the range advantage definitely will teach you quite a bit. And I think it'll definitely carry over to other builds that can kind of give you that experience. And you can poise through attacks, so you can kind of understand like when you're in a good situation and when you need to kind of back off, because you have plenty of resistances on this build. But like I said, you're going to do a lot of running attacks. You're going to do a lot of just staggered R1s. And that's really the basics of the build in a nutshell. So without further ado, let's get into some duels and invasions. It's just the best weapon art. It makes things simple, because as long as you can land a rolling attack, do a little bit of pressure on people, you're fine. Just a little bit of pressure. All right. Got the Millennium's Greatsword. 1,300 damage. Like, I'm telling you guys, like, this is the best weapon art you can use for this halberd, because you just have to land one big old beefy attack, and you're almost one-shotting over half of the game base, because nobody builds vigor at all. Nobody builds health. Bro, dude. Bro, dude, that's sick, dude. What was that? What the frick? Okay, that's one of the best. That's That's one of the best Ashes of War right there. Oh, man. What? I dodged. Some bullshit. Bro! That man just got one shot, dude! That's insane! What the frick, dude? Dude! That man did 1,287 damage! Bro! What was that? Bro, that's pretty sick. Alright, come here, sir. There's a Moon Veiler. And Knight's a Flamer. Where's the freaking... That's what I was looking for. Well, this man's lagging. Man's lagging all over the place. Uh-oh. Alright. Let's do a... Nice. Oh. Bro. That weapon art's sick. That poise is sick, dude. The trading is fire. The bleed is crazy, though. The bleed is bonkers. The only reason why I survived that is because I had that the Crimson Tier thing. Alright. Bro, let's go, dude. The damage is crazy. Bro, I'm freaking on fire. Bro, we're on fire, dude. Get about my house. Let's go. Poise is for the boys. Bro, this is crazy. How much tankier I feel after dropping Radigans, dude. Oh my goodness.